Hey there, welcome to Prodigrow, where we're all about self-development. Today, we're going to talk about building habits that stick using 5 scientific ways. Habits play a crucial role in our success or failure, but forming habits can be difficult. To make the process easier, you can use 5 scientific ways to build habits that stick. The first way is to make micro quotas and macro goals. The second way is to create behavior chains. The third way is to eliminate excessive options, and the fourth way is to process plan but don't fantasize. According to Aristotle, we are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act but a habit. This statement serves as a timely reminder that success doesn't happen suddenly, and it is discipline that gets us from point A to point B. In our daily lives, habits can be difficult to form since there are several distractions that might take us off the straight and narrow and right back to our old ways. To ease some of these issues, we can look at some studies published on motivation, discipline, and habit formation. We can break them down into manageable actions that any aspiring habit builder can implement today. Let's get into it. The first scientific way to build habits that stick is to make micro quotas and macro goals. Abstract thinking was discovered to be an essential step in helping with discipline in a fascinating study on motivation. Dreaming big is great advice in the most fundamental sense, and creating internal strengths is an essential process of developing habits that stick. You must find a way to balance this desire to dream big with your day-to-day activities, which often don't result in quick dramatic changes. The solution is to establish micro quotas and macro goals. Your goal should be the big picture items that you hope to achieve eventually, but your quotas should be the minimal amount of work that you must complete every day to make the bigger goal a reality. Quotas make each day more manageable, and your goals become more attainable as a result. For example, if you are trying to write a novel, the end goal or macro goal is obviously the finished book, but your micro quota could be to write 10 pages a day. If you stick to your daily micro quota, the book will get finished faster and with less stress than if you were just concentrating on the overwhelming task of writing a whole book. The second scientific way to build habits that stick is to create behavior chains. Creating sticky habits is significantly easier when we use our current routines rather than fighting them. If then planning is based on environmental triggers that we can utilize to alert us when it's time to act on our habits. This approach, also called implementation intentions, means picking a regular part of your routine and then adding another link in the chain by forming a new habit. For example, instead of saying, "I'm going to clean my house," you might say, "When I get home, I'm going to change my clothes and then do the dishes." Multiple studies have found that relying on contextual cues rather than willpower is a beneficial strategy. So the next time you want to eat healthier, try saying, "If it's lunchtime, I'll just eat meat and veggies." If you want to start jogging, maybe get in a habit of putting on your running shoes after you brush your teeth in the morning. By doing this, you are simply adding your new habit to part of your already existing routine, making the new habit a no-brainer. The third scientific way to build habits that stick is to eliminate excessive options. Being bored has a lot of power according to a lot of studies on self-control. Take, for example, Barack Obama's insistence on wearing just blue and gray suits. "I'm attempting to trim down decisions," the former president says. "I don't want to make too many choices about what I'm going to eat or wear because I have a busy schedule." By minimizing the number of decisions he needs to make about what to wear, Obama frees up mental energy for more important decisions throughout his day. The same principle applies to building habits. When you have too many options, it becomes harder to make a decision and stick to it. By eliminating excessive options, you simplify the decision-making process and make it easier to form a habit. For example, if you want to start a daily exercise routine, don't overwhelm yourself with too many workout options. Instead, choose 1 or 2 activities that you enjoy and focus on them consistently. Another way to eliminate excessive options is to create a specific environment that supports your habit. If you want to read more, for example, set up a designated reading area in your home or office. Fill it with books that you want to read and eliminate distractions like television or social media. By creating a specific environment that supports your habit, you make it easier to stick to it. The fourth scientific way to build habits that stick is to process, plan, but don't fantasize. Visualization can be a powerful tool for achieving goals, but it can also be counterproductive if not used correctly. When we fantasize about achieving our goals, our brains release dopamine, a neurotransmitter that makes us feel good. While this can be motivating, it can also trick us into thinking we have already achieved our goal, leading us to slack off and lose momentum. To avoid this trap, it's essential to focus on the process of achieving your goal, rather than the end result. For example, if you want to run a marathon, don't just focus on crossing the finish line. Instead, focus on the daily training routine that will get you there. Create a plan and stick to it, tracking your progress along the way. By focusing on the process, you create a sense of momentum and progress that will keep you motivated to continue building your habit. The fifth and final scientific way to build habits that stick is to reward yourself. Rewards can be a powerful motivator, especially in the early stages of habit formation. When you reward yourself for completing a task or sticking to a habit, you release dopamine, which reinforces the behavior and makes it more likely that you'll do it again. The key is to choose rewards that are meaningful to you and that align with your values. For example, if you're trying to eat healthier, don't reward yourself with a chocolate cake. Instead, choose a reward that supports your goals, like a new cookbook or a cooking class. By choosing rewards that are aligned with your values and goals, you create a positive feedback loop that reinforces your habit and motivates you to continue building it. In conclusion, building habits that stick is a science, and by understanding the principles behind habit formation, you can create lasting change in your life. By starting small, focusing on consistency, eliminating excessive options, process planning but not fantasizing, and rewarding yourself, you can build habits that become an integral part of your daily routine and help you achieve your goals. So start today, and let's make those habits stick.